Welcome to Wild Willie Productions. Today I will make my picks for the playoffs, and I will give you my opinions. I'm doing this just before the IndyCar race. I suggest that you guys perhaps take interest in it. I know Jimmy Johnson should be in the race. Anywho, so I believe the round of 16 is very easy to pick who is probably going to do. Now, but first, I say the best way is to pick the guys who I believe that I know for a fact will make the next round. So first we move up. Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Ross Chastain, Kyle Larson, Ryan Blaney, Tyler Reddick, Kevin Harvick, Christopher Bell, Daniel Suarez, and Austin Cindric. I believe these are the guys who I have the most confidence in making it to the next round. And I believe these are the six drivers, who will have the hardest time getting through to the next round. All these drivers have had spouts of brilliance, but several spouts of inconsistencies. William Byron so far has only scored, I believe, 5 top 10s on the year. Not good for someone driving in that caliber of car, but at the same time, 2 victories. Which is why it makes, looking at him so hard. It's the same with Hamlin. 2 victories, but it's only 7 top 10s, and they have 2 of the worst average finishes. And then Kyle Busch has only had, I think, 1 top 10 in the last 10 races. Briscoe's only had, I think, 2 top 10s in the past, 12 or 13 races, but also has all those stage wins. Alex Bowman's he's got to win. He's been more consistent, but he's been nowhere to see. And Austin Dillon as well, he's Austin Dillon. I mean, all seriousness, what's he going to do? He literally has only been locked in since Daytona. That's how quick But I do believe that as hard as it is for me to do this, being a Hendrick fanatic, I gotta move on. I gotta move on to Gibbs cars. It's hard for me to say this, but they've been nowhere to be found in the top running order. And truth be told, I don't even think Byron should, even with those 2 wins, he's been horrible. It hurts to say, it really does. Austin Dillon, no explanation needed. Briscoe, I think, is, of all these 4, I think Briscoe may be the one I get wrong. Because he has shown speed, but Byron's just been too inconsistent for my liking. Next, we move to the round of 12. Try to get to the round of 8. While some more issues, I do believe it is also easy to pick. I believe, again, the top 4 will move on. The points gap they have to the rest of the field is astronomical. And not to mention, not even just to mention the fact that these guys have the most amount of wins, have been the most consistent, and have the most top 5s of anyone in the field, as far as I'm aware of. The regular season, these are the 4 best drivers all year. Well, I'm still not sure how well they may do in the round of 8, considering their history. But those are the 4 I'm confident in that will at least make it to the round of 8. It hurts. It hurts. I talked a lot of garbage about him, but Christopher Bell is going to move on. I don't want him to. I don't like him. I don't like the man. He stole Eric Jones' ride. He doesn't deserve it, and he's overrated as heck. But I don't want to do it, but he's shown speed. Now let's eliminate some easy ones, to say the least. Unfortunately, I gotta eliminate Daniel Suarez. I don't want to. I love Daniel Suarez. He's just so fun. But unfortunately, I don't know if he's gonna have the speed to get past the round of 12. It hurts. It really does. It truthfully hurts. It does hurt. I also feel like I have to eliminate Austin Cindric and Kyle Busch. Cindric's the one I'm not sure about. Because in my opinion, if Austin Cindric makes it past the round of 16, he can make it to the round of 8. We'll go into 3 tracks coming up, which are, I believe, Texas, Talladega, and the Charlotte Roval. 2 of those tracks are places that Austin Cindric has run extremely well at, being the road courses and the restrictor plate tracks. Or super speedways, I guess now. But anyways, it's hard for me to believe that Austin Cindric would do that poorly. I just feel that it's my bias against a rookie that is doing this. But I do believe that in his future, he could be a round of 8 lock year after year. But I don't know if it'll happen this year in his rookie season. And the same with Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch is just been too inconsistent. He only has 1 win. He really should have 0. Not to mention that horrible top 10 streak. I do believe that in the playoffs, Kyle freaking Busch will pick up the pace as he normally does. But right now, I don't see it. Which is crazy to me. You know, I thought he'd do okay this year with the next year, but it's crazy to think that he didn't make it. And even crazier is the 4 drivers that I think it may come down to where one might be eliminated. It's hard to choose. It really is. But I do feel that between these 4, it's hard. It's hard for me to look at it because we're talking about a winless. Oh, he might have a win in the round of 16. I'm not going to count that yet. But as it stands right now, we're looking at this driver has, of all these 3, has been the most consistent, but is also winless, which just makes it even harder. Especially considering that, as well as with Austin Cindric, we're going to a round that suits him brilliantly. But he just hasn't won, and I do believe, I will say though that Ryan Blaney has had the most consistency. I believe he can make a lock for the round of 8. There's no way that consistency will just disappear like that. And then, it hurts. It does hurt, but I got Reddick out in the round. No, I don't. Wait. Man, originally I had Reddick out in the round of 12, but, I'm going to double back. I think Reddick will be able to make the round of 8. I think it's going to be really close between those 4. It's just hard. I'd rather you flip a coin on all of these people. I even think Austin Dillon could be a potential, round of 8 sleeper. It's unlikely, but it's not out of the question. It's the same with Alex Bowman and William Byron. But I do think that I gotta put Denny Hamlin in. I know. I said it consistently. Harvick has been the second best driver all year. The points really doesn't show it, but his average finish at least shows it. And he had those wins back to back. But I don't know if that speed will continue. I worry that I feel that may just be a flash in the pan. Now I will say that I don't think I have a single unexpected pick except maybe Reddick. But I think that we're looking at here. I would say, in my opinion, we are looking at okay, maybe not Hamlin. We're looking at least 8 of the most talented drivers in the field. I would say that much. Most talented, because we don't have a single rookie in the round of 8. The guys with the least amount of experience are Reddick and Bell, both currently sitting on 2 victories a pop in their careers. We have Champion and Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, Kyle Larson. 3 bona fide champions. And 2, I say 2 at least, coulda, shoulda, woulda champions. Okay, not coulda, shoulda, woulda, but at least 2 championship level drivers who just haven't done it yet in Chastain and Hamlin. The ever consistent Ryan Blaney. The absolute God-given talent of Tyler Reddick. And a guy I really don't like, but has been the second best JGR car. I don't know when the right man's calling it the best JGR car. No, he isn't. Truex was, and he didn't make it. It sucks. It's sad. But Bell's not better than Truex. The only thing he did better than Truex this year was win, and you can say the same about that for every other guy here. He is definitely the worst driver entering this round. Alright, of all the drivers here, he's the only one here, besides, okay, well, I guess, okay, Blaney has 0 wins, but compared to Bell, he's been way, it is really hard to choose between everyone. But I do believe that, unfortunately, I do have a couple of shockers. And definitely, I think we are looking at a year where there's at least 8 or 9 drivers who could make the championship 4 the way these rounds are set up. I mean, we're looking at a driver like Austin Cindric or Cobb, which, like, this is the hardest field, in my opinion, to pick. But I do believe, in my heart of hearts, no biases, I do believe that Chase Elliott will make the Final 4. I do have concerns about this round. You know, I do have concerns. You know, Homestead is not his brightest spot. Martinsville is usually pretty good for him. But in the next-gen car, the second he got in traffic, he was a no-show. Hold on, I gotta look at my notes. You can tell this is just top-notch quality. Anyway, while I try to find my notes somewhere, I will move on my picks and then I'll explain. So, I got Kyle Larson, you know, fast driver, tears the wheels off of it, will make it. No question about it. Unfortunately, I have Blaney going home, as well as Reddick and Bell. Blaney has been consistent, but I don't know if he's got the winning strike to do it. And I do think that my Final 4 may be a shock to some people. But I think Hamlin is going to make the Final 4. I'm probably going to regret this. And I got Logano in. Unfortunately, I have Chastain now in the round of 8. It's not to do with speed. And I know that everyone's saying about, you know, how enemies shouldn't be that big of a deal, but come on. He's made a lot of enemies, and one of the tracks in round of 8 is Martinsville. I have no doubt in my mind that something could go horribly wrong at Martinsville that could make him miss a championship 4 unless he has to win a race in the round of 8. Not to mention that the guys I have in the round of 8, there are a couple of drivers who got a lot of beef. And I fear that might haunt him in the round of 8. It might even haunt him in the round of 12. I just believe this will be too quick for it to haunt him that soon. Vegas. Yeah, that was my concern with Chase Elliott. Was that the mile-and-a-half speed, I don't think has been there. Now he does have an intermediate win in Nashville, but that's nothing. That one's its own beast. He's like top 10, but I don't think I've seen him have a winning pace at any of the mile-and-a-halves. That I would say. So that's my one concern. And I do think that one caveat I will have on my round of is I think if Tyler Reddick makes it a round of 8, I think he's a shoo-in. And I know my reasoning is going to be kind of dumb, because, you know, it is hard. But Homestead. Now, I do worry that the next-gen car may make Homestead run completely different. But if there's anything I know about Tyler Reddick, he can run the rim of the track. And now my Final 4. Who do I think will be champion? I hate this, but it's not Chase Elliott. I don't want to do this. I think he should be champion. But I do believe that karma will hit him. And in a season where he should have won the championship based off of points and speed and everything, he won't. I feel this season has been too wild for something to go that smoothly. My championship pick of the 4 that I have, I'm rooting for Elliott, but I just worry it won't happen. I'm picking, I'm going to hate this, Kyle Larson. Kyle Larson will be champion. I don't want it, but I do think he will be champion. I think that of all the drivers here, he's got the most consistency. okay, not consistent, but he's got the most consistent potential. And he's the only driver here I believe I have full confidence in that if he's in a championship situation, he will rise to the occasion. Anywho, those are my picks. You can tell me how wrong I am in the comments, how this all blows up in my face, because it probably will. But I hope to see you in another video, and I'm still trying to work on the stop motion series. But I've been trying to get ready for college. I completed my Eagle Scout, so that's off the table. But I also have a job. I gotta do something. Anywho, have a good one. Peace.